And welcome to this edition of Biker Angle Live. I'm James Hollywood Machikari, and welcome everyone to today's live show. Really appreciate you guys joining me today. I hope you enjoy the show. We got a whole bunch of material that we got going on today. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that button, hit that bell up there, and pass along the word. It's only with you guys that help Insane Throttle get growing. Let me tell you, we really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And yeah, it's a hell of a time on Saturdays. How you guys all doing in the chat room? Guys up early, you're there before me. Hello from Tennessee. How you doing, Eric? And Harm is his first time on. And how you doing, Jose? Really appreciate you guys joining in. Our news of the day or news of the week, let me tell you, it is something else. Let me give you a little background on this video I'm about to show you. We got the whole video from start to finish, from every angle that you can see what happened over there in Kopi's bar in Pennsylvania. And it looks like Pennsylvania is going to be paying out some big time money because it was some bullshit. But a little background for those that might not know. I don't know if what planet you were on, if you haven't heard of this story, or if you're just joining in and don't know about the Pagans. KDKH in Pittsburgh reports the district attorney Zappala met with U.S. Attorney Scott Brady. That means the feds might be getting involved in this. They're discussing a federal probe into the incident, but of course neither DA or the U.S. Attorney's office would commit to one. The move comes after the new bar surveillance video that we got comes to light about this fight that happened. And the bar owner starts backing up the Pagans and theirs. He says there was no problems when the Pagans came in, and it was the cops that basically freaking started this mess. He told me that he liked me, and this was a detective came up to Kopi and said he told me that he liked me and did not want to see anything happen to my bar. What a threat, huh, guys? He further stated that the situation in relation to the bikers was dangerous and that I did not realize what was going on. Basically, what happened was we're hearing that the cops were asking for all the video, and we actually got an interview with one of the witnesses that were there that will come out at a later time when it's needed, basically. But the cops went over to the owner, said, hey, we need all the film for evidence. You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of this shit. But anyway, thank God it was a cloud-based security system. So they didn't get away with this shit. Now, take a look. Take a look at this video and tell me somebody's not going to get paid. So what'd you guys think of that video right there? It was something else, wasn't it? You see all those cops having to swarm everybody in there, but you notice how they just stood by as one of their buddies pulled the freaking hair of one of the pagans and just started pummeling his ass. Basically some weak ass shit if you ask me. But it looks like the feds might get involved in this. Don't everybody hold their freaking breath, because I really don't think anything's going to go happen to them, because they're probably going to say they were afraid for their freaking life. But that video is from the start to finish, because I know a lot of you guys out there wanted to see everything, and it finally came out, and it was basically from an attorney's office that released this video. Now, there's some, especially in the hater of the day questions that I got later on, that say, well, you know, take your punishment, blah, blah, blah. Well, you got to ask yourself, what if this wasn't the pagans? What if it was just regular bikers in there? And you had these undercover cops doing their bullshit? Would it be the same thing if it wasn't a club? Or would it be the same thing if these cops were acting the same way if it was civilians? See, that's where you gotta freaking really think about the way you talk that kind of shit, because it can happen to anyone. And usually, and thank God nowadays that we have video. Not only did we have the video from that angle, but we also had the witnesses videos that showed it from the other angle. And that is a godsend for what happened in that bar tonight. And it looks like the media narrative is flipping. I've got to talk to some of the newspapers about a biker's angle type of deal, and they were just flabbergasted. But it is funny how the media would cover this. At first, they started it was a brawl with the pagans started it, blah, blah, blah. Then to come find out, one of the cops was drinking since 7 o'clock that night. The bar owner talked about how he had, I don't know how many glasses of Jack and freaking Coke, man, full freaking glasses. And you know what Jack and Coke can do to somebody. But we're really glad that that's out there. And it shows everybody, you know, the cops ain't all their savory freaking heroes. A lot of people talk about MCs like they're dogs and shit like that. We get a lot of those haters, especially from the law-abiding clubs. For those who don't know what law-abiding clubs are, most of them are under the umbrella of the Alliance of Law-Abiding Clubs, which is a 99.9% cop organization. They just started taking in civilian clubs. You got them punks like Iron Legacy in there. And one club that was actually disappointing, one that had a storied history, is a one percenter club, the Titans. So I guess they got pussified and dropped their shit and went to law-abiding clubs. And as of course, the law-abiding clubs, or the Alliance of Law-Abiding Club mission, states that all clubs other than them are criminal. So yeah, that's their freaking reasoning. So our next segment, we got legends in the motorcycle scene. And this is one of the segments I added this week. Yesterday was Bonnie Truitt. Before that was Good Time Charlie over at BIC Radio. And you had Donnie, one of the famous photographers. He used to be a member of the Outlaws. His photography's everywhere. So I believe, and I don't know if you guys agree, that knowing your history in the motorcycle scene is pretty important. It don't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It matters that there's a history there, that we learn from it. And you know what? We got to give kudos to those that came before us. A lot of people don't understand the 60s, the 70s, all that bullshit. And you'll actually see it in this clip of Sonny, where in 65, that starts off this little video montage of how the thinking was back then. A lot of guys don't understand nowadays. Back in the 60s and 70s, I can say early 80s, that the culture was totally different back then. You had a lot of hardcore right-wing conservatives who were running the country, and doing anything outside the norm, they didn't like. They didn't like at all. But I decided that with the legends in the motorcycle scene, to feature one important guy as far as clubs are concerned, because everybody's going to get a shot. I want to be neutral on this. But somebody that's important to him. Today is Sonny. Next week is going to be, my favorite is Harry Taco Bowman, but that just comes with the past. And then we'll have stuff on the Ditos, Mongols, SOS. SOS is his story is big time with SOS. That's Sons of Silence. He was actually one of the guys who tried to get all the clubs together and stuff like that. But we'll talk about him later on in the Legends of Motorcycle Scene. But let's take a look at this week's legend, Sonny.
I don't know, it's just a piece of junk. They don't want us up here, so I guess we'll just have to make another run down here to appear in court on it. That's all we can do with it. We got to be back for it or go to jail.
What does it say, basically?
It says we can't break the law. It says if we break the law, they can take us to court, which they can do anyway. I don't know why they needed the paper.
Where'd you get the paper?
From the sheriff's department.
Tell me about it. Where and when?
Yesterday, when we first got here, they gave them to us. Just said that it's a court order restraining us from breaking the law. So, I guess we can't break it while we're here.
How much your ride cost? Hey, Di, turn around and get a picture of Sonny and oh, you both have to. Time to go. Did you get a ride card?
Sonny's getting all the ladies.
A lot of them are riding metrics. I always wanted to ask you how you thought about that.
Riding what?
Riding metrics, European or Japanese made bikes.
Well, the thing of it is, like I was born in 38. I grew up during the Second World War. I'm a pro-American. I drive a Chevrolet pickup truck. I ride an American-bred quarter horse, and I rode an American bike.
Right.
And I refused not to. And until victory came along, I was stuck with that other American bike. And they will not say, the factory will not say the words Hells Angels in the same sentence. Those two words. So I'll just call it the other bike. And but I'm very happy with Polaris. But it's an American bike. I have a choice now. I didn't before.
And the young guys coming into clubs, a lot of them want to ride the metrics. Do you have an issue in your club, or are you still American only?
Well, we don't. Everybody says we have a rule that you have to ride the other bike. We do not have that rule. That's a fallacy.
Okay.
What? The thing is, I say people should ride what they're comfortable on.
Right.
And for 53 years, I rode something I didn't like, but it was the only American bike. Yeah, so that's where we're at now. I have a choice.
And that was Sonny. You know what? No matter what side of the fence you're on, you gotta give the guy freaking credit. He did a lot with the motorcycle club scene in the first place. He was one of the first that had to face RICO from the government, and he really helped organize the way, clubs did stuff. He really organized a ragtag bunch and spread them worldwide. And now the HA are one of the biggest corporations. I call them corporations because that's basically what they are in the world. And you know what? He did a lot of good stuff. For us that were on the other side, you got to give credit where credit's due. So I hope you enjoyed that Legends of the Motorcycle Scene segment. Like I said, next week's going to be Harry Taco Bowman, and we'll have a good stuff on that. How's everybody doing out in the chat room? We have Ironhead, we have Norse Witch, Tommy Reddington, and we got 1%er White Anti-Muslim. We got Harm in there, and Ant. Welcome into the chat room. Really appreciate it. We're also going to be starting next week to live stream on the Madhouse. We're trying to get everything put together for November 17th. We're going to have the Madhouse live with the Facebook live, the YouTube live, and put them all together. So a lot of equipment started to come into the show, and we really appreciate all the help that we've got from our subscribers out there. And that's where everything that you donate goes to, is all the big equipment. That way we can get these shows going. We're actually going to start doing a lot of live feeds from events like fundraisers, club events, if they want us over there. So we're going to start covering a lot of stuff. Our next segment is, I want to put in there, because I know there's a lot of bad that happens in the biker scene. Well, the biker club scene anyway. So the next segment is featuring stuff that the news covers, but don't put out there too much of what good bikers do. And on Motorcycle Madhouse, which I moved from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 11 o'clock, comes out today, we have Guardians of the Children, he's out of southeast Wisconsin, and it was amazing what these guys do. They're like BACA and a lot of the other organizations that get out there and help. Ant actually has a thing that she's starting. Now, she has a channel too over on YouTube, so check her out. She is donating a pair of boots. I think they're 11 in size for a raffle type of deal to give to a needy veteran. If you have somebody you want to nominate for that, get a hold of Ant, or you can send it over to Insane Throttle at Cubby's Rock 1973, and we'll send them over to Ant, and she can take it from there. But the good bikers do is just amazing. The Toys for Tots runs are starting to get up. They're starting to roll out. I think one in Ohio, I think we featured earlier this week, they had 2,800 bikes there, man. That was just awesome. Awesome stuff, 2,800 bikes. That would have been some sight to see. And the stuff bikers do is just amazing. So let's take a look at this next segment. Then we'll get to the Ask Hollywood and the Message to Haters segment. And hopefully I had to pick up a couple questions out of the chat room. You guys keep on rocking that chat room, man. Really appreciate all the support out there. Let's go to the next one.
And Laura, Undy 500, it's a very fun name. If people haven't heard about it before, what are we talking about?
So the Undy 500 is a charity motorcycle ride. It's on October 14th, and it begins at the Low Country Harley Davidson. Has several stops, 4 stops actually, and will end at the Honky Tonk Saloon in Ladson.
I know this is a very popular event every year, and you guys are collecting undergarments for veterans. Tell us more about exactly what you're looking for.
Right, so with the registration, we do ask that everybody bring a package of undergarments, socks, underwear, t-shirts. The items that are collected, we give out at our stand-down homeless event on October 19th, and that's we partner with the VA Medical Center for that.
I know a lot of times people, when they think to donate, they think of, other kinds of clothes they can donate. The undergarments are sometimes forgotten, and people may not think about picking up a package of those.
Exactly.
So is that something you find that you're lacking a lot?
Yes. Yeah, and it's, the homeless vets really do appreciate that. And with the stand down event, they get haircuts, food, it's legal advice, so it's a lot of great things.
It's really all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And you guys have something fun and new this year for people who have participated in the Undy 500 in the past, something maybe a little extra exciting for them.
Exactly. So we have a chance to win $1,000. We have a scavenger hunt that you can participate through the entire ride. And then at the very end, you can put your tickets in and try to win $1,000.
Very cool. So they're going to have to make a couple stops along the way and do a couple silly fun things, maybe.
Exactly, yes.
Hey, for $1,000, sounds like a lot of fun. If people want to sign up, do they need to register in advance or just show up the morning of?
We will accept walk-up registration, or you can visit goodwillundi500.com, for pre-registration.
Perfect, and we'll post all the information about that on our website as well. Fit Low Country.
And what'd you guys think of that, man? That's a good cause right there. It's something new, actually. But again, that just passed, but I wanted you guys to see the, what's it called, the .com address or where to be able to donate. We got Long Rider in the chat room. We got, let's see, who else we got in here? We got Norris, we got Long Rider, got Tommy in here, we got, I can't read that one, but welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Throttle's freaking live show. Again, I want to put out a thank you out to Long Rider. He actually donated where you guys can get signed books if you donate to Neon's fundraiser. Right now, we are putting together a live show, a live party for Neon. I'm hoping in December, around the 15th. And, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fucking live show, let me tell you. Party, broads, and freaking grass and ass, let me tell you. But our next one, we're going to go to the Ask Hollywood section. And if you guys ever have a question, you guys can either post it over onto the YouTube channel or you can send it to cubbiesrock1973@gmail.com. And give me a couple days to be able to read the message because I get a ton of these things. So it's not I'm ignoring you, I'm trying to get to them. And that's as far as your comments on YouTube, I try to respond to everyone that I get. I do get behind, but I do try because we got so many of them coming in. Also, we've been posting the biker angle over on Facebook, the reruns and stuff like that, and it's taken off. Again, November 17th, we're going to be live streaming against all the platforms, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But let's go to the questions. Let's ask Hollywood. So, I got this one question. It's the Biker Life on Facebook. Awesome group ran by Brian DeVell. Real good freaking guy. And the group it's a party over there, man. If you like titties, get your ass over there. But anyway, he says, so I'm trying to join a club and they say they only take 750 plus and cruising speed is at about 80 miles an hour. So I'm confused on this. Won't 600 cruise at 80 miles an hour? Well, the reason why you want to have a minimum CCs is, yeah, your 650 can cruise at 80 miles an hour, but for how long? That's the question. And if you're on a highway run or something like that, doing a couple hundred miles, that freaking little 650 is going to be whining and crying, and before long you're going to be sitting on the side of the road. So that's why a lot of clubs, well, most of the clubs I know, it's been 1200 in CCs and up. Most of the 883s are kicked up to the 1200 CCs so they can keep up on the road trip. And let me tell you, I love sporties because I've had a lot. I used them in the city to get around because it was easier to in and out of traffic with them. But taking them on a long ride, even with the 1200, beats the shit out of you. The wind, everything. So that is the reason why a lot of clubs have that kind of rule. And a 600, that is, you're pushing it. You can get around with people in the cities, But when you're on a long-ass run, man, that's going to kill that bike. Next one, Cobra. He's new to the channel. Cobra has, and I can only speak for the one clubs I was in. What's your thoughts on members using the clubhouse as a personal ATM without consulting the treasury? Just saying. Just saying, he would get an ass whooping if it was the club I was in. That never freaking happened. And those who do that, you need to get rid of them. Because if they're doing that kind of shit, you're going to be missing money from the treasury. And let's face it, it's about brotherhood, right? So you should be able to go to your brother and say, hey, you know, I need this or I need help with that. You just don't go in and steal from family. That's never, you know, and that's what a motorcycle club is a family. So don't go out there and steal shit. If you're wearing a patch, man, that's just stupid shit to do. Really, it is. So, yeah, that's my answer on that. I'm sure you guys in the chat room can give more information, especially on the 600 and the 750 question. But let's go to my message for the haters, shall we? And this guy, he's been a fucking troll. Now, I really don't know if he's doing it just to be a dumb shit, but I guess he just got out of prison and he wants to show his dick or some shit. But, you know, he's on the fucking understanding that bikers are a bunch of pussies. Anyway, the pagans are always fucking up people with the same tactics now. They cry when the foot is on the other side. I hate cops, but the pagans, we kick their ass in Arizona DOC. Last time I checked, unless they're on a Fed charge, there ain't none there. I'm glad they got what they are so willing to do to other people. Everyone is sick and tired of biker punks. Stop crying because you little ass beaten how many times? Does the faggot bikers do the same thing the cops just did? Fuck you, faggots. Take your ass whooping like a man. Somebody didn't get in a motorcycle club, it seems like. Do we even know if he went to prison? Because most people understand, and it does, in the prison system, it breaks down to racial boundaries. You know, you got your blacks, even if it's a mixed race biker club, you got blacks, you got Hispanics, you got whites, and you got others. Most of the time, since most 1%er clubs are whites, they'll go with the Aryan Brotherhood or the Nazi lowriders or some shit like that when they get in the joint. The blacks, they'll go with the Black Guerrilla family, or with Latinos, you'll go with La M, or, you know, the Nostras. So it breaks down into racial groups. But I think this guy is just a fucking idiot troll. Anyway, Steve Carrollton. There should not be mixed race motorcycle clubs. Jeez, can't we have anything on our own? As for Pearl Harbor, the American government set that up. They knew it was gonna happen. Uh-oh, we got one of them. Okay. Mixed race motorcycle clubs, because I still get the hate mail from all the goose steppers out there. They're goose stepping motherfuckers, let me tell you. But anyway, mixed race motorcycle clubs. And I always say this, you're in a freaking foxhole, and I take the military type of deal for an example, because that's the greatest brotherhood around. There is no greater brotherhood than the armed services. There's no other brave people than those that serve our country. They are owed everything and anything that they want. They spilled their blood, they sweat, they bleed for this country. So, do you honestly think that race matters when them damn bullets are flying? Do ya? You really think the guy next to me, who might be black, Mexican, any of that shit, really matters to me when the shit's fucking flying, when my life's on the line? No, I only care about the guy next to me fighting. That's what I care about. And that parlays over into the club scene. Say you're in a bar, and you're about to get jumped by 2 or 3 freaking guys. Do you really care if the guy next to you is black? Or do you care if they're Mexican? No, you hope they're going to be there with a pull stick having your back. So this mixed race motorcycle club hate, go sell it to the chosen few. and tell them they're a bunch of assholes. Go up to them and tell them that. If you're so into your statement, get off the internet and go talk to them, Steve, and tell them there shouldn't be no mixed race motorcycle clubs. So that's my thoughts on that. So, but do we have any questions? What's up, Nitro Mike? Super Pimp Talk. Hey, Captain. Now, Captain, I love Captain, man. If you haven't seen Captain's video on 420, oh my God, are you missing it? So I'm actually going to put a link up to one of Captain's videos. I love this fucking guy. I would sit there and party. He's like a modern day Jerry Garcia to me. I love you, Cap. Anyway, let's see here. Who do we got? Irene, how you doing, Irene? Brad, how you doing, man? Base BC, how you doing, man? Backwoods Outlaw, what's up, guys? So there ain't no questions. That's cool. That's rock and roll. Super Pimp. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Next week we're gonna be having, like I said, legends of the motorcycle scene to be Taco Bowman. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Hope you guys subscribe. Any type of freaking, if you're in a club or anything, you got any type of charity stuff that you want us to feature on What Bikers Do Good, send them in to me, the videos, or send me a link and I'll get a hold of it and all that good jive. Motorcycle Madhouse, today we got Guardians of the Children. We also got Jesse from Kinfolk Crew Busters doing her first interview with a young lady that's been having some problems since her husband got sent up to the clink. Prosecution really did some fucked up shit to this guy, but you'll hear the story there. We also have Nick the Dragon Rose. He's an amateur fighter with, damn, he's only 17 years old, started when he was 6 years old, and boy, is he tearing up the scene right now. He's got a fight coming up in Iowa, and he's also got a sanctioned MMA fight probably coming up in Mexico next year. Then we got the events happening around the scene with the Biker Hangout Corner. The girls from Facebook come on, give us all the biker events. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And again, if you ever have any suggestions, what you like to see, let me know. And I really appreciate it. But right now, I'm out of here, guys. And thanks for the book, and thanks for Long Rider for donating like you did. They should be coming in, I was told, November 1st through the 5th. And there'll be signed copies, and I'll put a link to Neon's fundraiser. Neon's having a lot of problems right now. Real good guy, known him forever. And he's really good help. You can actually listen to him on our podcast last week where he tells his story and all that good stuff. So thanks again, Long Rider. I really appreciate you, bud. Thanks for stopping by, Mark D. Paul, thanks for coming in. Who else we got here? Huey Wyatt, and all you girls and boys in the chat room. Thanks a lot for joining the show. Really appreciate everything that you guys do. Thanks for supporting us, helping us get the word out. Love you to death, Long Rider, and thanks for everything, guys. I really appreciate it.